Hey everybody, welcome back to Eye of Taurus Tarot. I have been out for a little while. I had some things going on, but I am back and very excited to be so. And I thought I would do a quick, well, probably not quick, Mercury retrograde, and with a little bit of human design and what you can expect. So for tonight's reading, we will use the castle. We will use the fluorite point, and we will use my crushed leaf jar. Okay, so tonight, go ahead and pick from the castle, the fluorite point, or my jar. Go ahead and make your selection, and I will see you for the first reading. Okay, so for everybody who chose the castle, that's what we're going to start out with first. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over because we're not going to get into those just yet. All right. And I got this castle from my brother. And I'm sure I probably said that before, but he was just a really huge inspiration to me. I love him very much. I miss him very much. And yeah, he got me this when I was like 14 because I was always into that stuff. I just always have been ever since I was little. Okay, let's see what your cards have for you tonight. So let's start out with the past life cards. Okay. We have Orphan, Greco-Roman, and Communal Living. Okay, so right away, for whomever this reading is for, you really need to, especially right now, astrology is talking about the age of Aquarius. And what this means is that you have access to new codes that you have previously not had access to. But you really can't look at others to do the work for you. You have to be willing to go in and have that introspection and examine your own thoughts and to change them. Now, with this particular reading, whoever this is, what I'm getting from this and what I'm hearing right now is this idea that, again, it's going to be a changing of thought here. And I'm going to move this a little bit closer. You need to have a new perspective, which will break up that old patterning. It'll break up all of that old drive. And when I say drive, what I mean is it'll break up the old behavior and thought systems and belief patterns. And that's going to be really important for you because what you're trying to manifest, for some of you at least, some of you are trying to manifest a brand new self, a brand new identity, a brand new level of abundance, whether that's in health or material goods or spirituality, or maybe you want somebody to come in your life. Maybe you want a brand new car. Maybe you just want to feel happier. In order to do that, you have to come out of this level of scarcity thinking. Ooh, that's got such a reflection on it, doesn't it? So I apologize for that, but you've got to come out of the scarcity. You have to start, and when we say things like, examine your thoughts, it's not a conscious level most of the time. It's not you're not sitting there going, oh, I think I am so poor. Like you're not doing that. But your thoughts might be full of scarcity. That would never work out for me. Oh, other people always have this and I don't. Or, and I don't mean it to make it sound so blah, like it's just, complaining. If you've had a hard life, it is hard to instantaneously believe that your world will take care of you if your life experience has suggested that it won't. But Spirit is really asking you to not only notice when we bring into this communal living card, when your life does take care of you, when you are supported, when people come in, when people keep their word, when you keep your word to yourself, When you set goals and actually follow through, when you are living in a way that you might not be used to, but that the 2.0 version of you demands. And this is where the human design comes in, because you really need to listen and work with your inner authority. So if you are if you're coming from that solar plexus, you need to pay attention to how you feel. And if your solar plexus or sacral energy, take a minute before you make a decision. Don't jump right in. See how your body feels. Now, you may be telling yourself, but I can't trust myself. But I really want you to examine that. And this is me speaking, because if you've told yourself you can't trust the decisions you make, are you sure it's not because you ignored yourself in the first place? Ignored yourself in the beginning, jumped ahead, went ahead and made the decision that you didn't feel totally on board with, and then it didn't turn out. So that doesn't mean you can't trust you. It means that you need to listen to yourself. Okay? All right, give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. I had to close the door there. All right. So this communal living card is really bringing you back to that idea that, wait a minute, your world does take care of you. And if your faith is in the red about that, then you really do need to be on the lookout for when that happens, when you are supported, when you can trust yourself and make a decision and it turns out well, when somebody keeps their word to you, when these things are happening, and confirm them. Whether you hop on Facebook and you go, hey, this worked out, or you write it in a journal, or you call a friend and you tell a friend, hey, guess what? This and this happened for me. I was really not expecting it, but it did. That is going to slowly but surely do the breaking up of all of these storm clouds that you usually have going on in your head. Okay? Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. Oh gosh, I love it. So we have 8 of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have Temperance. So that Temperance echoing this coming into more balance, understanding that you are not all alone. If you are feeling all alone, please, please, please reach out to somebody, right? Because Spirit is telling you in this communal living card that you are not alone unless you really want to be. You do have other people around you that will listen to you. And if you're sitting there right now feeling like, no, I really, really don't, please call someone. You know, I'm not going to pretend that I have never felt that way. I have absolutely felt completely alone before. And that's when we have to really, really lean on the people that we love, you know, to the ones, and even if it's an online support system, that's okay. That's all right. But lean on your support system. Coming back into a space of more balance. But if you take a look here, we've got some real reds and blues here, right? We've got the fire coming in here, and then we've got some reds and blues here, and again echoed, and again. And what this is telling me is that really you've got such spiritual support at this time during this phase of your development and of your experience to choose something. Spirit says make a choice, do something that you love. And really from now on, it really needs to be those sacred yeses. It needs to be, hang on, when somebody says, oh, hey, let's go do this, or hey, let's go do that, and you're not sure. And I'm not talking about going and getting lunch, but I mean, if you're not sure, take a step back and just say, okay, you know, give me a second. I will get back to you. Oh, hang on, somebody else is calling me. I'll get back to you in 10 minutes. Take that moment, take a breath, and really sit with yourself for a second on those big decisions and see how you feel about it, okay? Don't be so pressured as far as like taking the job just because it makes a certain amount of money, because if you hate it, it won't matter, you know? You are really being supported right now to do something that you love. You. What do you love? So coming back into that sense of self, and that will bring you peace and it will bring you happiness. And Spirit says if you take the action and you get on it, then it is going to it's going to bring you abundance. It is definitely going to bring you abundance, and it's going to come in quickly. So that's even better, because then you get to have that. Let me see if I'm getting anything else from this. Again, follow your inner authority. And I'm hearing have some fun with it. I'm hearing don't make it serious. Be lighthearted. That's the thing about the Knights. They're very lighthearted. Go ahead and take action. But yeah, be lighthearted. Have some fun. Laugh. Play a little bit. And I know that, it's been rough with COVID and everything else, but really this is your key to having some happiness. Now, I know a lot of readers will say, don't do anything during Mercury retrograde, but I'm not getting that at all for this group. Right now, you are very, very, very supported. And as long as you are doing I hate to use the word work, but as long as you are being aware of your thought systems, your processes, and redirecting, like with a toddler, when your toddler is starting to act up and you redirect them to something else, or redirect them in a way where it helps them to take a step back, that's what you're being asked to do right now. So, and that is part of retrograde, is redirect, revise, that introspective piece of it, and using it. So it's not just about these energies. You're going to see a million things about the energies that are in the air, but if you don't work with them, if you don't take them and do something with them, then your days are going to look pretty much the same, right? They're going to look the way your days look. So if you're sitting there going, when do I do something? Now's the time. For this group, now's the time. Let's see. And I'm going to pull a clarity card. Yeah. Okay. So your clarity card is battle. And this, again, is just about this. Okay? Don't make it a battle for yourself. Just be aware. Sit with your thought for a minute. Ask it, is it true? And ask it, well, now, wait a minute. Is that true? Can I think of a time that it did work out for me? Can I think of a time where I was successful? Can I think of a time that, it wasn't the worst possible case scenario? And how did that turn out? So as long as you're not using all your energy on these battles, what you can look forward to is peace. Mindfulness, mindfulness, mindfulness. Okay? So that is what I have for the castle pile A. And I hope you got something out of this reading. If you want to book with me, if you want to book a reading with me, my information is below. There's been so many scammers on YouTube. I always keep a card up here, but it's probably really, really hard to see. So my email is in the description. It will never be in the comments. I'm not going to put it in the comments. So if you see something in the comments that says, this is I of Taurus Tarot and you can reach me at WhatsApp, or here's my Gmail or whatever, and it's not the same one in in the description, it is not me. So I know a lot of my fellow readers, healers, there's just so many scammers out there. Do not give these people your money. So again, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure reading for you, and I'll see you later. Hi, everybody. Okay, if you chose, oops, I think I did that backwards. If you chose the second pile, which was the fluorite crystal, isn't that pretty? It was given to me as a gift. Really beautiful. All right, so this is your reading. I'm going to start out with the past life oracle cards for this retrograde, and we will see what pops up. Interesting. We have transportation, so we got some travel. Authority figures. spouse, and forgiveness. So what I'm getting right away, just off the bat, for those of you who had some problems with mom and dad, maybe they were neglectful, maybe there's some abandonment issues here. These may have kind of settled into the cells, drifted down into the body, and you may have some real expectations and assumptions for how relationships should go, for how, I hear, things that people say, like, men are just like that, women are just like that. you know, I remember talking to a friend of mine and that saying, oh, I really need somebody nurturing, and her saying, well, how nurturing are men really? Like, those are the kind of assumptions that are following into your relationship patterns. And what I'm getting here is that, you have a tendency to buck the current. Don't like authority, don't like being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Do not like, right? It kind of gives you that, oh, it's time to go. Time to go. Starting to feel a little bit of the noose. Time to go, kind of thing. And that could be playing out in relationships, in, friendships, just some of the more, in your intimate, whether that's friendship or relationship or what have you, it could really be playing out in a way that isn't exactly what you're looking for. So Spirit is saying that the best way, and this is a tricky word, when we talk about forgiveness, that can really trigger people. Some people are like, absolutely not. That person doesn't deserve to be forgiven. I don't want to. I'm not, or maybe you're just not ready. And we all have to take these things bit by bit and small bites off the elephant, and you do what you've evolved into. And then you'll evolve again and you'll do a little more. And maybe you never forgive somebody. But when I'm bringing up forgiveness, and my guides are speaking, it is really about a lessening of the baggage that you're carrying around. It is really about the releasing of certain expectations and assumptions that you have of the way it's always going to go. So like with this train, what we have here is it's one direction, baby. It's going in this direction, and there ain't any getting off that train. And so if your expectations or assumptions about certain things, about people, about jobs, about material objects, but really in relationship, and the reason I say relationship is because we have the spouse card here. Oops. So if you have some real, because of life experience, because of, I'm trying to do it so that the glare isn't on there, because of life experience or what have you, Spirit is saying, you're really going to need to slow this train down. It's okay. I'm a free spirit. I can totally understand. It's okay to be a free spirit, but some things are in place for your safety. Some things are in place. Boundaries are an okay thing. And when you're bucking the current against other people, what you can really be doing is bucking the current within yourself. So that's where I'm saying, when it comes to forgiveness, it's not about the other person. It really is just about letting go that big bag of bricks you've got trailing behind you. And especially when it comes to relationship, you're going to want to let go of any of past anything, really. So if you can, and I say that so gently because, some things we're really not ready to forgive. Some things are so big and so bad, and the betrayal is harsh, or the pain from whatever it was is so big, that that the idea of forgiveness is anathema. And so if that is the case, with some of you out there, then I would gently encourage you to just put the person aside and choose instead to release the assumptions, release the expectations. So if you have an expectation of getting hurt, release the expectation of getting hurt and start to kind of envision what it would be like to not get hurt. If you have an expectation of, and some people have expectations of amazing things and they just know like they know it's going to be amazing. And if that's you, then by all means, keep that train going. But if you're on the other side of that, then really I do, during this retrograde season, really follow, again, I said it was a little bit of human design, follow your inner authority. Because this is really projector energy. This is not manifestor. This is not generator. This is projector energy. So just, and it could be somewhat mirror energy as well. So just be careful of that. Spirit is saying if you can come into that place of release, okay, like I said, just take the person out of the equation and you can come into that space of release, you're going to have, you know, whatever it is you want. Because this is really, I know it's a spouse, but it's a card of, look at the card. It's a card of abundance. It's a card of peace. It's a card of love. It's a card of what's the word that is coming into my mind right now? I'm hearing gentle and acceptance. That's the word. Again, that can be another triggering word for people because they can go, well, I'm not going to ever accept this or that. But I just want to point out that that kind of resistance does more harm to you than it does to anybody else. All right, so your tarot cards today is the Ace of Wands, okay? The Queen of Swords, so that's that pushback energy. And the Nine of Swords. So we're thinking a lot. And I'm not going to say overthinking. I really dislike that term. That is a very neurotypical term. And nothing against neurotypicals, but neurodiversity is not... It just gets kind of a... I don't want to go on a rampage. I'm just going to say I don't like the term overthinking. I will very seldom use that term. I think for us neurodiverse people, that overthinking is just us thinking. So, you know, it's not the norm. It's not mainstream, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. So here again, we have a little bit of pushback. Okay. So we have the authority figure and that comes into play with these. All right. So it's a very stomp, nobody can tell me what to do. But really, if you want to make this retrograde season work for you, then if you can get out of your head long enough to decide on a passion that really serves you, like really serves you, like, and I don't, you know, what I'm hearing, oddly enough, is that someone out there really needs some rest. So if you need rest right now, please take it. You need some rest. If you need to just hang back and get out of the spotlight for a little while and not burn both ends of the candle and just rest, now is the time. Okay. And I want to be so gentle with the people out there that maybe feel like that, because sometimes that's exactly what you need to do, you know, and especially because we live in such a pull yourself up by the bootstraps kind of culture. Sometimes the very best thing that you can do is ignore that calling or ignore people who say that and get some real rest. Okay. Queen of Swords. So, you know, I'm sure you've heard this 100 times. If you're watching tarot videos, you know who the Queen of Swords is. She's been through the ringer, but she has a very big heart. She's just kind of tired of the crap, to be quite frank. She's just over it, you know. But what I'm getting from this right now is not Now there could be, because this is such a general reading, there could be somebody out there that is really embodying this energy. But what I'm getting right now, and the message that I'm being told to give, is if you take a look at the tip of her sword and that nice little bright light here, and then again that connection here. This is a very profound connection between the body and the mind. And what I'm understanding from all of this is that once that you have that heart, that heart soul body connection, that when you're on board with you on whatever project or passion or anything that you're trying to do right now, it's going to take off. There will not be any stopping that train. But right now, it's almost like the current that you're bucking is the self-esteem current. So it's almost like, well, I could never do that, or something like that. So for those of you who are feeling that way, yes, you can do that. Go ahead and do that. And provided it's, of course, legal and kind, but that's subjective anyway, but still. If you can get on board with you, right? And this is all thought energy, okay? And of course, you know, like I said, I don't like the term overthinking, but it's really, don't let your fears get in the way. Just go for your passions. Just go ahead and do it after you've rested, and you will be on the train to the things that you want, okay? Where forgiveness comes in, again, it's the releasing of the baggage. It's the releasing of the weight. It's the releasing of the person. It's the releasing of the experience, whatever it was. If you could release it, or at least put it away for just a little while, and I don't mean if you're like actively healing, because I'm trying to reach a very broad audience here, and I don't want to invalidate anybody's feelings. But if you can come into a space of, okay, I'm not saying it was okay, but I am not going to drag this around with me anymore, because frankly, I'm too important, and I have things that I want to do in life, and my head and my heart are on board, and Spirit is saying, absolutely, go ahead, because now I'm on the train and I'm going where I want to go, which is going to be making a huge difference. You won't feel so bound up and entangled and like you have to resist and fight the masses. It's really what's going on inside. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a clarifying card. And of course, for those of you who are not experienced that, you know, if this reading isn't for you, try the other two. And if they're not, I might just not be your reader for this Mercury retrograde. Aha. Okay, again, inspiration. So the key to you moving forward is going to be releasing the energy from your cells where you pushed it way down into your body. And there are some amazing body scans that you can do on YouTube. If you don't know her, Sarah Rollis does like awesome healing work. And you can do body scans, you can do hypnotherapy, you can do all sorts of things. And that is, and especially for those of you looking for a relationship, you want to get on board to go to your next relationship, you're going to have to let go of that old one. Okay? That's the message. Okay? So thank you so much. If you would like to book a reading with me, the details are down in the description box. The email that I list is the only email to get a hold of me on. So if someone, you know, I'm not very big yet, so I haven't really had to deal with this too much, but if anybody puts in the comments a different email or a WhatsApp or a phone number or something, that is not me. Do not waste your money. Do not send it to them. If you want to get a hold of me, my Gmail is in the description, EOTT Spiritual. That is the only email I have for this. And so if you want to get a hold of me, that's the way to do it. Thank you so much. And I hope you got something out of this reading, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, we are at our third reading, our jar of some, I've got a few different things in here actually. All right. So, let's go ahead and get to your oracle cards. This was an interesting pile because I think the first one that I read for had like maybe 4 of the past life, and then the second one only had like a few, and then this one has 5. So it was interesting what happened there. So we have Asia, and I apologize for the reflection. It's just hard. That one was biblical, monk or nun, high priestess, and scribe or writer. Okay, so I gotta tell you, this is so amazing to me. Whoever did this pile, I really think that this is, and again, this is a Mercury retrograde, so what you should be focusing on / human design. So I'll be maybe referencing some points in there about that. But this reading is really amazing. Okay. So for those of you who chose this reading, your work is not done. You have come into this particular experience at this point in your own evolution to help evolve others. So you are a teacher, a healer, a psychic, a reader, a medium, a energy worker. You are not just someone who calls themselves a starseed, because you are, I mean, we are, right? We're starseeds, but what I meant by that, and I don't mean it to be so judgmental, I just mean you're not somebody who takes a label and then doesn't do anything with it. You are very much here to help progress the planetary, on a global scale, the evolution of people. So where we have Asia and biblical here, you've definitely come in to help with spirituality. I mean, we also have monk and high priest or priestess. Okay, so this is a no joke reading. Now, the way that you might end up doing this is through writing. So maybe you write prose, maybe you write poetry, maybe you write essays, maybe you have a blog, maybe you have a vlog, maybe you, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook, or maybe you don't have a platform yet and you're just thinking about doing that. Maybe you teach through music, maybe you write songs, maybe you write plays where they're very poignant and they help evolve people's ways of thinking. Maybe you're like me and you trigger the heck out of people. I don't know, but whatever it is, your work is in this particular experience. Now, you don't have to take it, you don't have to be serious all the time, is what I'm going to say. You can have fun with it, but your work is to really make sure that you are on point with yourself. And so this retrograde season, coming into that high priest or priestess energy, where you take some time to reflect, have some introspection, revise anything that revision is a wonderful tool if you want to revise maybe some experiences, or maybe even just starting out with revising your day on a daily basis. Go ahead and use that revision, because the reason I'm saying this is because we don't want to take surface level when it comes to spirituality. And I'm just gonna there's a lot of surface level spirituality out there. There's a lot of people commenting on surface level understanding and surface level spirituality. This is not you. I am not getting that from you at all. You are the real deal. You have studied. You do know these concepts. You understand them, or you are really working with your guides to understand them. Several of you probably had a massive ascension, not in 2020, but prior, or will have a massive ascension in 2021. And usually those are, I'm going to warn you a little bit, they're usually not super fun. But you may have leveled up a few levels And so if you feel like nobody understands you, or when you comment, you're not even understood in your own, like you join spiritual communities and they don't even understand you. First of all, get a hold of me because I totally feel that way about a lot of things. And I would love to have more tribe. But if you are a teacher or a spiritual healer or a very high level medium or psychic or energy work or whatever it is that you are doing or thinking about doing, please have faith in yourself and please know that this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you came here to do. Okay, for your tarot cards, we have Four of Wands. So that is such a yes. I can't even tell you. The Chariot and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So what this tells me is if you do what you love, the roads will be completely open to you and for you, and you will be well provided for. And not only will you be well provided for, so if you're worried it won't be lucrative or you can't make a living, or how do you reconcile your spiritual gifts with asking for money or for being paid for your energy that you put into things or any of that kind of stuff, Spirit wants you to know that it's not just about that. You are creating and providing abundance for other people. So if you can reach even one person, that your energy, your light comes in such a way that expands their experience, where they have a moment of self-love and can come into acceptance of themselves, or even more, you provide direction or you provide a healing or any of those modalities, then you're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay. And when you get on that road and you start doing what you're supposed to do, we've got happiness and just absolute abundance. Look at all the safety there. There's so much security and safety there. Like, this is really, once you get on your road, this is going to be a relatively short reading for this pile, because once you get on your road, and I mean really get on your road, and you kind of, you just say yes, you close your eyes and you jump, you will be caught. And it's almost like pile twos. You've got to get your head and your heart on board so that everybody can go in the same direction. But once you do that, it's just going to be like the red carpet is going to come flying out for you, because you're on your actual path. So don't listen to any naysayers. And honestly, you have to understand that for the human design piece, and I'm not even sure it's really about those, what they're saying is like, all I can see is like the graph. So if you don't know human design, this probably won't make sense to you, but you can look it up. Those open centers where you're very easily influenced by other people and you don't have quite the definition, the defined line, it's okay. Because part of understanding spirituality is not to be caged. That's the beautiful thing about spirituality. Religion has a very set belief system. Any religion, very, 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 very set. But when you get into spirituality, the beauty of spirituality is how expansive it is. It is always, always, always expanding. And just like science, there are new things to learn. There's more ascensions to have. And since you will never get this done and you're in this gorgeous lifetime to experiment, and if you're like me, I'm here as an experimenter, I'm here as a creator, you're going to get your hands dirty. Okay. And so when you accept that you're here to get your hands dirty, you're here to break things, and I don't mean people, I just mean you will probably, with this kind of a line, you will probably this retrograde season either create something or completely tear it apart and rebuild it better. And that's really kind of where I'm feeling, is that that's probably what's going to go on here, is that you are going to take a look at a system, at a belief, at a way that society does something, and you are going to look at it, decide that it can be way better, or at least to show other people that there's can be another way, and that's what you're going to be doing. So this retrograde season for you, it really is about getting on board with you. I know that a lot of during a lot of retrogrades, people say things like, oh, don't start anything, don't do anything, but retrogrades can be an amazing period of time to get some stuff done. So if you haven't been sleeping, get some sleep and then jot down your ideas. Really jot them down and really come back into your body and decide if those ideas really are for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull a clarifying card from the answer deck. This is a very brutally true deck. So we'll see. Ooh, we got 2 of them. Oh, head and heart decisions. Okay. So even if you're afraid, okay, close your eyes and jump. Sometimes you just have to close your eyes and jump. Don't think, just throw the ball. Okay. Don't psych yourself out. Don't be scared. It's okay. Because everything that you create is coming up pentacles. So not only is it going to be lucrative, it's going to be healing. It is going to really, what I'm getting is royalty. This is for my kings and queens out there. This is what you're supposed to do. So you're going to help a lot of people. And one thing I am getting is watch your vows. Be careful what you speak about yourself. Watch your vows. I'll never do this again, or I always do this. Watch your vows. Okay, remember, words are power. So that is everything that I have for you. Quick message. If you would like to book a reading with me, which I would be delighted to read for you, my readings are soul readings. I don't usually do what's going to happen next Tuesday readings, but that doesn't mean they're bad or anything. It's just not really the way I work. But if you would like to book with me, my information is down below in the description box. That is where my Gmail is, EOTTspiritual. I do not have another email for this channel. So if you see something in the comments, oh, get a hold of me at this other email or WhatsApp number or whatever, that is a scam. They are targeting so many of my reader friends. So please just be aware and don't give your money to these people. They're just, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. I have really enjoyed this reading, and I just wish you every good thing. See you next time. Bye-bye.